Welcome to the Veterinary Rehabilitation Podcast, where we aim to help fellow veterinary rehab therapists increase their knowledge and elevate their practice. I'm Megan Kelly.
And I'm Anae Lloyd. Together, we bring you the latest insights, research, and information in the field of veterinary rehabilitation.
This podcast is brought to you by Onlinepethealth, a leading continuing education membership for veterinary rehabilitation therapists. With Onlinepethealth, you will have access to a wide range of online resources to help you stay up to date with the latest techniques, advances, and trends in the industry.
Our podcast features in-depth conversations with leading experts in veterinary rehabilitation. They share their own experiences and knowledge to help you improve your practice. Whether you're a seasoned pro or just starting out in the field, our goal is to provide you with the tools and the insights you need to succeed.
So join us as we explore the exciting world of veterinary rehabilitation and help you take your practice to the next level. Hey vet rehabbers, in this episode I have a fascinating conversation with Emre Pienaar. She is a vet physio from South Africa and she has pioneered some incredible 3D interactive joint models. Her innovation stems from her personal experience and the challenges that she faced during her studies. Emre's journey has led her to conceive this idea. She's developed prototypes and she has successfully now brought 2 products to market. Now, what sets her models apart from others is their dynamic nature and basically allows you to be able to feel the tendons and ligaments and observe the stability that they provide. This unique feature makes them an invaluable learning tool and an essential resource for students studying veterinary or vet rehab. At this year's Vet Rehab Summit, we are going to focus on the ethical challenges we face as vet rehabbers. I'd love you to join us as we explore several specific ethical challenges, how we find our personal and professional ethical boundaries on these issues, and how we can bring change through education and increasing awareness on the ethical issues that we are most passionate about. Tickets for the event on the 31st of August are now available at vetrehabsummit.com, and if you're an Onlinepethealth member, you get free VIP access to this event. So before we head over to my chat with Emre, a quick word from our sponsor, Curacao Vet. Curacao is owned by Nada Robinson, and Nada first developed her courses at the Colorado State University, where she started the medical acupuncture for veterinarian certificate program in 1998. In so doing, Dr. Robinson developed a science-based platform for veterinary acupuncture, which was the first of its kind, and today Curacao Vet offers a comprehensive curriculum in integrative medicine, all with a rational, evidence-supported foundation. They have courses such as medical acupuncture, photomedicine, botanical medicine, medical massage, and integrative rehabilitation. You can discover Curacao Vet at curacao.org, and you can also see them at this year's Vet Rehab Summit on the 31st of August. Right, over to my chat with Emre. Hey Emre, thanks so much for joining me.
Hi Megan, thank you. It's a wonderful opportunity. Thank you for having me.
Emre, for the listeners, won't you tell them a bit about your journey and how you became a veterinary physio professional?
So I grew up in the Free State in Bethlehem. I'm one of 4 children and had a pretty good childhood, grew up loving animals, and from a young age I wanted to become a vet. Got through high school, I went to UNICE in Bloemfontein, and then I applied for veterinary sciences in Tux. Sadly, I didn't get in at the time, so I decided to study BSc Biological Sciences for a year, but that wasn't actually what I wanted to do. So I finished that, and then nearing the end of my year, I had to decide where I wanted to go into afterwards. And then my mom phoned me the one day saying that she heard about this course down in Plettenberg Bay. This college's name is Equilibrium College, and she actually knows Cormeyer Randelhof that comes from there, and there's a student there. So she's also from Bethlehem. And yeah, we did more research and went to go visit the facilities and liked it from the beginning. And yeah, so then I started the next year. It was 2012 or 2013 that I started there. Did my 4 years at Equilibrium College, graduated then in 2016. I met my husband actually while I was still in school. He was one of my brother's best friends. We got married, moved up to Pretoria, I then joined Valley Farm Animal Hospital as their in-house physio. It was such a great opportunity working with them. They had such a diverse medical team, and it was just so hands-on and so having the surgeon and the equipment with you. You don't have to write your veterinary notes and an email, and everything is at your hands. It was just a lovely experience working with them there. That was about just over 5 years. And then COVID happened. And then my husband, he's an airline pilot. Their company was retrenched or liquidated, sorry. And then, yeah, things shifted around a bit for us. We then had the opportunity to come down to Plate, where he joined a company called Robert Fine Foods to help them on their from managing a warehouse. It's a big food distribution company. It was almost like a sabbatical year approach that we had. I got the opportunity to join Equilibrium College as a practical assistant with the students, where I go out in the field and help them practice those practical skills that they've learned from a theoretical point of view in the class. So I've been with them since 2022. I'm a mom of 3 kids, 2 girls and a boy. They are aged 3, 5, and 6. So they, a lot in a short time. That's where I'm at now. And at the beginning of last year, had the idea of this business that we're going to talk about, and has been going on ever since then.
Yeah, sure. What a journey. And your life must be very busy. I mean, I've got a 2-year-old, a 9-year-old, and a 12-year-old. So I actually don't even want to know what your house is like, because you are in the thick of it, right?
No, it is pretty chaotic. You feel like you're going from one thing to the next, and sleep is very little, and your memory is not always what it used to be. But it is a privilege. It's a joy, but it's a beautiful chaos at the moment.
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah.
It's a little bit like my house most of the time too.
Yeah.
So tell us, what gave you the idea to create Interactive Anatomy?
So it was early or mid-January last year, where myself and my colleagues sat, and we were with a dog skeleton, and we were revising our canine stifle anatomy at that time, and the different pathologies and the different evaluation techniques. And we got out one of Cruise's joint demonstration models, which is such a brilliant tool. And I thought to myself, so I asked my colleague, where did she get this, and how much does it cost to import? And it's quite an expensive piece of equipment, and also the import taxes. And I started thinking, can't we make something like this locally? And with 3D printing, can't we 3D print it? And isn't there like an easy and a cheaper solution to this? And another thing, to make the model interactive, that you can actually flex and extend without breaking the ligaments. And if you maybe unscrew or remove one of the ligaments, what is the amount of movement that you can then get? What is normal, what's abnormal? And trying to recreate that as best as possible. I know it's very difficult to create the joint capsule, and it's not a live joint or a real joint, but kind of, and then just thinking how practical it is for a veterinary, like a medical veterinary student and physio, if you have this model from your student years and having it with you. And I'm a person that learns quite well with colors, and if different structures are different colors, to help you remember. And if you think of anatomy being the foundation of what we do every day, if you can build a firm anatomy foundation in any professional in the field, that would make you a good professional. And learning to perform those tests correctly, and also being able to demonstrate to the clients about what does the inside of your dog's elbow look like, and this is the structure that they've injured, and we're going to use this procedure to go in, and we're going to cut the bone here, and this is what we're going to do. And I think that also makes it more visual and understandable for clients to know what their dog is going through, and what to expect. And that was my thought process behind it.
Yeah, I love it. And I think that certain people like have the ability to be able to see a picture of something and written explanation and maybe some 2D drawings basically. And then certain people have the ability to be able to sort of conceptualize that into a 3D model. And then other people don't, So I think there's a certain percentage of people that have that ability. And people that don't, I think in learning, I mean, when I did veterinary, we had a textbook with images, and we had those big, we didn't ever have, we had the bones, which we could then just, put together, but not the joints, not with all the ligaments and all of that. We just had pictures of that. And then we had the big skeletons, but there were no ligaments or anything on there.
Yes.
So really it was from a piece of paper, a 2D image, that there were drawings, and then we had to try and sort of work out what that would look like. And then looking at the bone where everything attached and try and work it out. But that's a lot, it's a lot of, it's a lot of mental work in order to be able to do that. So I absolutely love this idea. And I think that there's a large percentage of people that would they would have such benefit from that, to be able to turn it around, to be able to look, to be able to, see it in movement. And I also love the idea of using it for your clients to explain to them, because, sometimes, we'll just explain things, using our hands, right? And say, this is the femur, this is the tibia, and this is what happens. But to be able to actually show them the joints and the actual ligaments, I think it's absolutely amazing. So what actually happened from then? So you had this idea, because most people, right, they have an idea like this, and then they're like, oh, well, someone's probably done it, or there's probably a reason somebody hasn't done it, and they don't actually go ahead with it. So tell us, the next step that happened, and step by step, how you actually got to your first model that you created.
So for me, it's a few reasons why I went over into starting the business. I enjoy anatomy very much as a student. I've always wanted to create something, and I enjoy working with my hands. So developing this project or this business has really got me intrigued to working things out and solving a problem. I really enjoy that. So what happened was I needed to get someone to do this. First of all, you need a 3D printer, and also an engineer or a designer that specializes in this. And I found someone that helped me with the original. This was actually my first joint. That was my first prototype of my canine stifle. And what it involves is you need to find a femur and a tibia and a fibula and the fibella and the patella, all the bones, real bones that need to be photographed. So from all and every angle, to create a 3D image of each bone, of each segment. And then you need to go back to your anatomy textbook and try those pictures that you referred to, Megan, earlier. Try to form the ligaments as they run from their insertion to their origin that's anatomically correct, and you need to create them and put in their points of insertion and origin to form the joint that you want to form. And then you have to print your first prototype to see how it comes out. So the angles and the insertions of the ligament, so all of it is 3D. It's 3D created, but it's plastic, and it's different types of plastics with different types of elasticity. And then you check the different angles, and is the joint able to flex and extend the way that it's supposed to? When you're doing your special test, is it moving the way that a normal joint is supposed to? And then if not, we have to go and change the angles of the screws, or the tension or the type of plastic, the hardness of the plastic that's being used to create a joint that is working, that's flexing and extending the way it should, and that is in the position that it should be anatomically, if that makes sense.
Yeah, so looking at your very first one now, are there massive changes that you made to your final product now? So did you have to, from first prototype till your final release product, did you have to make quite a few changes?
There has been several changes, but I wouldn't say major. I was very impressed with how the first prototype came out. We changed the screw sizes. Some of the aesthetics looks of some of the ligaments has changed a little bit, but the points of origin and insertions has more or less changed the same. I think that the designer got that part down very well. I'm just trying to think now, with the one when we tried to scale it, the cranial draw was quite excessive. So we had to change the shape of the cranial cruciate ligament, the plastic, but still the insertion and origin was still at the correct place anatomically. So yes, there has been changes, but not drastic changes in each joint so far.
So what models have you got available now?
So it's the canine stifle joint, which is this one. And then it's the elbow joint, which is this one.
Okay, nice. And then is there just one size for each?
Yes. We tried to play, when we were developing the stifle, we tried to play around with the sizes. We printed our second prototype a bit bigger, but the size was a bit too big and it looked quite a bit, not out of proportion, but you could definitely see that the smaller one at the time was perfect in size.
And you mentioned that the ligaments and I see there's some little menisci there too. Those are all made of plastic.
Yes.
The bones themselves,
Yes.
are they also made of plastic? So is the whole thing of plastic? Okay.
Yes. Yes. So the bones and the ligaments and tendons are all plastic. So they contain different properties to make them more flexible or less flexible. And then they are fastened with stainless steel screws, which is, if you've got a small Allen key at home, if you screw one of the screws out and so you would simulate a disrupted cranial cruciate ligament, you can actually get a true positive on the stifle if you do the cranial draw, for example.
Okay, awesome. And tell me, are you shipping internationally at the moment, or is it? I know because you're obviously based in South Africa, but how do you have any international clients that have ordered them, and how easy is it for them for you to ship them overseas?
So I've just launched my website in March. So I haven't ever shipped overseas before, but I'm working with Courier Guide. So it's more than possible to ship it overseas if anyone is interested. And yeah, we've got the website running, and I'm on Facebook, LinkedIn, and Instagram. If anyone wants to read up more a bit about interactive anatomy, they're most welcome.
And won't you just share your website address so that if people that are listening are interested, they can go and check it out?
Yes, it is www.interactiveanatomy.co.za.
Awesome. Emre, thank you so much. And yeah, congratulations. I love the idea, and yeah, just super proud of you for just going ahead with it. I love stories like this. You have a really good idea and it's solving a whole lot of people's problems, and you just went ahead and did it. And they look absolutely amazing. So I can't wait to get my hands on one of them. So I hope to see you soon and be able to have a look at one of your models.
Thank you so much. And I just want to take the opportunity to thank you and your team for everything that you do at Online Pet Health. I think it's a wonderful a platform, an opportunity for every one of us in this field to learn more and gain more experience and knowledge. And I think you guys are doing a phenomenal job, and keep going. And yeah, we are excited to see what you guys do next.
Oh, that's awesome, Emre. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye. If you enjoyed this podcast, please hit the subscribe button so you get notified every time I load a new podcast. I'm here every week talking to vet rehab therapists from all over the world about all things vet rehab. A big thanks to our sponsor, Curacor. Their sponsorship allows us to be able to give this podcast to you for free. So please go and check them out at curacor.org. Don't forget to bookmark the next Vet Rehab Summit. It's on Saturday, the 31st of August, 2024. Come and be a part of the world's largest online veterinary rehabilitation conference created specifically for you, the vet rehabber community. Online Pet Health members get VIP complimentary access to the Vet Rehab Summit. For more information about continuing education for vet rehabbers, you can go to onlinepethealth.com.